Okay, let's take the big question then. Who will form the government in Jammu and Kashmir? Joining me now is the newsmaker of the day, Sajjad Lone. He won his seat from Handwara, and Sajjad Lone is potentially someone who could be one of those independents to help form a government. Appreciate your joining us, Sajjad. Are you joining the BJP? Are you going to support a BJP-led government?
Look, Rajiv, we have two MLAs from our party.
Yes.
And, we'll be meeting in a day or two and then decide what to do, whether to sit in the opposition, support somebody from outside. Let's see. Because until today, even today, we fought assembly for the first time and won for the first time. We didn't know that people come and congratulate you, so we've been all up whole day.
No, I can understand that. I can understand that. But given the kind of fractured mandate, Sajjad, that Kashmir has thrown up, independents like yourself and small parties like yourself, two of you who've been chosen, will play a crucial role. Are you open to the idea of a BJP-led government, or would you prefer the BJP in an alliance with one of the parties of the valley?
Well, of course, they will have to ally with some party because, you need, I think, 44 members to make a government here. So they would, of course, have to ally with someone.
But are you ready for a BJP-led government? Are you ready for a BJP-led government?
I told you we have not taken any decision, but I'll just clear one thing, Rajdeep, is that I'm not a victim of Congress is good and BJP is bad. I'm not a victim of that, but having said that, we will take a decision in a day or two.
You're keeping your cards close to the chest. That's surprising because before the elections, you reached out to Narendra Modi and the general impression was that Sajjad Lone is being financed or backed by the BJP.
Look, I don't know what impressions you make, and I'm sure your impressions are as accurate as your exit polls. You keep your impressions to yourself that somebody is financing me or backing me. That is an accusation.
No, hold on, Sajjad. We didn't do an exit poll for Jammu and Kashmir, so we are safe on that count. But what I want to know from you very clearly, would it be right?
But I remember one exit poll you did for Delhi, which went horribly wrong.
No, 1 minute. Now, let me ask you, you seem to be at the moment in a position where you can play some role in government formation. I'm trying to understand, are you keen to play that role or do you would you prefer to sit in the opposition?
Ideally, I would want to sit in the opposition. We've never been in government and we would love to see how it works.
I would also like to know whether during the election campaign there was this entire issue of that Kashmir, some valley parties said that the chief minister must be a Muslim from the valley. There were BJP leaders who said there was nothing wrong with having a Hindu chief minister from Jammu. The verdict has also seemed to split between a Hindu Jammu and a Muslim valley. In that context, what do you see the best solution for Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu, Ladakh and Kashmir?
Look, I'll tell you, Rajdeep, is that constitutionally there is no bar, and I feel very uncomfortable talking about a Hindu or a Muslim chief minister. But if somebody were to seek my advice, I would tell them to do what they've been doing for the last 6 decades and not change it.
That means, hold on, that means you're saying something important. You're saying do what you did in the last 6 decades, meaning the chief minister should be from the valley.
In the context of Kashmir, I would strongly advise anybody to make any changes at this stage.
But isn't that putting here is the BJP with 25 seats from Jammu. Surely the people of Jammu have a right to demand in a way some kind of a say in government formation, including possibly a chief minister.
Of course they can. I just said it's my advice. I didn't say that this is, I said if somebody were to seek my advice.
Yes.
Of course, if democracy at the end of the day comes up with something, you can't deny it. But, that is not the democratic decision either, which has come.
But the point is that there are two options that seem likely. A BJP-PDP government supported by independents like you, or a Congress-PDP government supported by someone like you. Which is your preferred option?
Look, a BJP and a PDP government doesn't need anybody's support. They cross 53.
That's right, but there is a general belief that the independents could come along. Let's be clear that I
wouldn't really want to. What is the point? They are already 53. That leaves very little room.
Okay, so you're saying you will not be in that situation. What about a BJP National Conference government? A BJP National Conference government, would you support it?
To be very from outside we can see, but Rajdeep, you're asking me all the questions. I honestly, we have a small party, but still in that small party, we have a decision-making system, and I really won't be able to answer you. But I can assure you one thing, that we would want, we would support any move wherein we believe that a new government comes in, which is stable, lasts for 6 years, which is very important.
Right.
That it lasts for 6 years, that there is no break up in the middle, because that really wreaks havoc on the state's development agenda. Apart from that, we would also want...
Let me ask you one final question. Most of the Valley parties, particularly the PDP, seems to have an ideological opposition to the BJP. There's the whole issue, contentious issue of Article 370. Do you, on the other hand, are you someone who is willing to keep aside certain ideological differences that you might have with the BJP in the interest of a stable government?
Look, I'll tell you something, whether it's PDP, whether it's National Conference, whether it's someone like me, the mandate is such that there is absolutely no space for ideological adventurism on anybody's behalf.
That's interesting. You're saying there is no space for ideological adventurism in Jammu and Kashmir. You're then calling for a pragmatic solution based on a minimum common program, right?
It has to be, because somebody has to come up with 45 seats to dictate an ideological agenda. And if you don't have that,
right,
you obviously have to respect democracy and, desist from doing it.
Okay. I think I'm getting a sense of which direction you're moving in when you say that there is no space for ideological adventurism, Sajjad Lone. We will wait and see in the next 2 days. You look very tired. You won a very tough election, so congratulations in the bitter cold of Kashmir. And it will be good to see you in the assembly, either in the government or in the opposition. I'm sure you lend greater credibility to that assembly. Thank you very much, Sajjad Lone, for joining us, giving us a sense that you're open, in a sense, it appears, to maybe reaching out to the BJP in a post-poll alliance. We'll wait and see what happens in Jammu and Kashmir, but we're going to the big news of the day. The NDA government has decided to confer the country's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, on former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and freedom fighter and Banaras Hindu University founder Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya. The decision, of course, comes a day before the veteran BJP leader's 90th birthday and the birthday of Madan Mohan Malviya that falls tomorrow. A stream of top leaders calling on the former Prime Minister, who has stayed away from public life for the last few years because of his health. Bharat Ratna also for Dr. Madan Mohan Malviya, popularly known as Mahamana, was one of the promises made by the Prime Minister during his Lok Sabha campaign in Varanasi. Remember, that's the constituency of the Prime Minister. The Banaras Hindu University lies, as I said, in the Prime Minister's constituency of Varanasi. The big question, of course, that we want to ask at the moment in our face-off today is it simply too late in the day? Joining me now on our face-off is Mridula Mukherjee joins me, historian, nationalist historian joins me. Sudhindra Kulkarni, political ideologue, join me. Appreciate both of you joining us. Sudhindra Kulkarni, if I were to say that Madan Mohan Malviya in particular passed away in 1946, is it too late to be awarding him 68 years later posthumously?
Of course it's late, and in fact it is inappropriate for the government to have conferred Bharat Ratna on Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, not because he doesn't deserve it, but because there are so many people from the freedom movement era who deserve to be recognized.
Give me names.
And therefore,
give me
why
names.
Only choose Madan Mohan Malviya today?
Give me names.
Why not Lokmanya Tilak?
Okay.
Why not Bhagat Singh? Why not Subramanya Bharati? Or Jyotiba Phule? There are so many great personalities, and therefore the time has come to put a stop to posthumous recognition with Bharat Ratna for personalities from the freedom movement era. I am not saying that there shouldn't be any posthumous awards at all, because there are circumstances when you have to recognize. It all started with Lal Bahadur Shastri in 1966, and the entire nation felt that he should be recognized with Bharat Ratna.
Yes.
And of course it happened soon after his demise. Take the case of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He passed away in 1956. Posthumously he was given Bharat Ratna in 1990. Nobody questions that.
So you're making an interesting
But
point.
today,
You're making an interesting point. You're saying that posthumous awards are best not given, particularly for people who are from the freedom movement, because where will it stop? But on the other hand, Mridula Mukherjee, and that's a good point that Sudhindra is making, you know, because you could have, as he says, Shahid Bhagat Singh could get the award, Gokhale could get the award, Tilak could get the award. You know, you could go back in time. Do you believe that this practice of posthumous awards should stop, or is this simply a way of the government sending out a message that there are individuals who did not get their due who now deserve more?
Yeah, but I think I agree with Sutendra Kulkarni on this completely. I think that particularly playing politics with the leaders of the freedom struggle is something that we should desist from. And I could add many other names to the list, particularly from your part of the country. You know, Rana Dey, for example. I am a great admirer of Rana Dey. Dadabhai Naoroji, the founder of the whole theory of the drain of wealth, and in many ways considered the father of Indian nationalism. And then we could talk about the social reformers. And if you go across to the other side of the country, then what about Surendranath Banerjee and C.R. Das and Bipin Chandra Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai? I mean, there is, again, I would say that Madan Mohan Malviya made a stellar contribution to the freedom struggle, but we do know that the reason that he is being picked on is because he also had a partial association with the Hindu Mahasabha.
You know, hold on. Now
that's what I find objectionable, is that you only pick people who somewhere fit in with your ideological frame.
But when the Congress was in power, they gave posthumous awards controversially to V.V. Giri, gave awards to an MGR, was given an award, Rajiv Gandhi was given an award. So the entire, it appears that the Bharat Ratna is given on ideological basis. You're saying that Madan Mohan Malviya's two big big reasons is that he comes from Varanasi, which is the Prime Minister's constituency at the moment, and because he was an ideologue of the Hindu Mahasabha, or one of the founders of the Hindu Mahasabha.
No, I'm also saying that that's the second point I wish to make.
Yes.
That I think the time is ripe for finding ways of making these awards beyond controversy and non-political and non-partisan. We have to find ways of doing this. We have to take it away from the government of the day.
Right. But we
can't find ways of doing these things.
But can I just take that to Sudhindra Kulkarni? Because Sudhindra Kulkarni, the point will come that Atal Bihari Vajpayee was not given the award by a UPA government because he was always seen as a BJP Prime Minister or an NDA Prime Minister. Madan Mohan Malviya, some would say, that was not given his due because he was seen to be associated with the Hindu Mahasabha, and the Congress has had an allergy to the Hindu Mahasabha. Now the BJP is in power, they are honouring Madan Mohan Malviya, who also comes from the Prime Minister's constituency. Is that the problem? That the award itself is driven along ideological fault lines. So Vajpayee will not be given it by a UPA government, will be given it only by an NDA government.
You know, in the case of Bharat Ratna for Vajpayee, there is no controversy at all today. Even Congress leaders today are welcoming the fact that he has been honoured with.
But they didn't give it when he was in power.
It's another question.
But they didn't give it to him.
It's another question. Yeah, they didn't give it to him, and it was politically motivated decision not to give it to him. See, for 10 years, they did not regard him as deserving of Bharat Ratna. Let's go back to 1992. It was P.V. Narasimha Rao's government which honoured him with Padma Vibhushan. From 1992 to 2004, he has made enormously greater contribution to the nation as Prime Minister of India.
You know, that's
and therefore, he deserved to be honoured with Bharat Ratna. In fact, it was brought to the attention specifically by L.K. Advani in 2008.
Yes.
The government did not consider him in 2005, 6, 7. So in 2008, Advani ji wrote a letter to the Prime Minister. Yet it was not done. Last year, the same UPA government chose Sachin Tendulkar and Professor C.N.R. Rao, both deserving in their own way. But it was a conscious decision not to give Bharat Ratna to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So it was a politically colored decision. But I won't say that the Modi government has taken this decision because of political reasons, because the entire nation today across the political spectrum has welcomed the recognition, though late, that has been given to Atalji.
You know, but the question is that the Modi government has also given it to Madan Mohan Malviya, who, as I said, is a great figure from the...
Madan Mohan Malviya is a separate...
Yes, so I think
that has created some controversy, some debate.
That's right. It has created that controversy, and the only way
we must make a distinction.
We can make the distinction, but I think Mridula Mukherjee makes the point that the only way that you will be able to step out of the controversy is to take these awards out of the political system. So long as the government of India...
That's not possible.
That's not possible? You don't believe that's possible?
That's not possible because the Padma Awards...
Yes.
Padma Awards, it is the cabinet, the union cabinet that ultimately decides and recommends to the president.
But maybe we
cannot have some non-political entity, deciding on Padma Awards. What is right is that the government of the day should conduct itself when it comes to Padma Awards, and especially Bharat Ratna. These choices must be completely above board.
Okay. We will wait and see whether the government, in a sense, ensures that in future controversies are kept away. But we've seen over time that doesn't happen, Mridula Mukherjee and Sudhindra Kulkarni. And as Mridula Mukherjee says, you can go back in time and look for other historical figures once you start giving it to Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya. What about the other historical figures? Maharashtra will argue for Gokhale, someone else will argue for even Surendranath Banerjee, and it will continue. Netaji and other names will keep coming. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out, this controversy over the Bharat Ratna. But Sudhindra Kulkarni and Mridula Mukherjee, appreciate your joining us here on our Talking Point. We've run almost completely out of time tonight.